We live in very, very dangerous times. So many comics are worried. As are you. You can't even express an opinion on stage, even if it's an opinion based on fact, without people jumping all over you these days. Take COVID, right? It's a prime example. We have been royally fucked for 2 years nearly now. Not just us, the whole of the world, right? Everybody blaming Boris. It's all Boris's fault. It's all Boris. Now, let's get something out of the way here. I'm not a fan of Boris Johnson. He's everything I despise politically and class in this country. However, I'm big and ugly enough to understand there will be people in here who are supporters of Boris Johnson. However, as much as I don't like him, I'll defend him on one thing, and it is this. Boris Johnson did not inflict COVID on the world. Boris Johnson did not invent COVID, but, oh yeah, you can't say anything. It's like I've been stuck in a lift for 18 months. Someone's farted, can't say anything, but in reality, we all know it was a Chinese fella that did it. That's a tricky little fucking joke, isn't it, eh? Fuck me. Now, let's get something straight. I'm not blaming Chinese people. I've been fortunate. I've been to China doing this more than any other country I've been to in the world. You see Chinese people openly laughing and joking and taking the piss out of each other, which, considering the regime they're held under, is a fucking miracle, right? However, the Chinese government, nothing to do with us, didn't start here. They've gaslit the fucking world. And I find that offensive. And by the way, let's get this out of the way. As much as I don't like Boris Johnson, do not get me started on the Labour Party, for fuck's sake, right? Keir Starmer. What a windy streak of fucking piss that man's turned out to be. Never had an idea in his life, and yet you'll find 80-90% of comics are really right on, really woke. Yeah, really woke me. Yeah, I did my stand-up for Labour gig. Fucking hell. Someone said to me, you ever thought of doing stand-up for Labour? And I went, yeah, I thought about it. I thought, do I want to get up on stage and endorse a political party that's turned its back on the very people it was set up to represent? Party that, under the guidance of Tony Blair, picked up the baton of Thatcherism, rammed it even further up our arses with the continued privatisation of the NHS. Party that backed up the banking system that brought the world to its knees and also led us all into a highly illegal war that's unleashed the gates of hell upon us for about the next 40 years. And unlike a lot of my right-on comedian friends, I fucking thought about that. Yeah. And I thought, 200 quid's 200 quid. But, But I didn't do it because I'm a socialist and I fucking thought about it. There's so many issues comics are worried about. Take gender politics. Oh, fuck me. I can feel the arseholes in the rooms clenching, right? Now, again, let's get something very clear. I'm not talking sexuality. Each and every one of us are made as we are made. Be you straight or be you gay, all you can hope is people find love and happiness, because surely that is why we're here. I'm not talking about transgender. I fully understand some people are born in the wrong bodies. At least now, in our part of the world, that's accepted. Hopefully those people can find the help and support to become who they know themselves to be. However, the choice, and this is the difference, the choice people are now making about how they want to identify, being non-binary, I totally respect you, right? And understand that. I totally respect you. But don't be surprised if some people don't quite get it. They might have a different viewpoint. The change of language from him, her, them, they, that. Fuck me, in my day, if someone said to me, who are you here with tonight, Ed? And I went, oh, I'm here with that. They'd go fucking mental. Because to some people, that is quite offensive. But if that's how you want to identify, I totally respect you. But it's all so fueled by hatred. You must agree with me. You must agree with me. I'm different. We're all different. We're more different. Fuck me. Everybody's got an ism, haven't they? I had an ism when I was younger. No one give a fuck. Admittedly, it was hooliganism. Yeah. Got to 24, realised I was an arsehole and sorted myself out, right? We're all different. Why is it right? We've all got our strange quirks and little things about us. That's what makes us interesting, right? For instance, right? This might surprise you. I rotate my cutlery, right? I rotate my cups and my plates and my knives and my forks because I don't want the ones at the bottom to feel like they're getting left out, right? Right? Don't mean I'm fucking mental, eh? If I find an odd sock, I'll pair it up with another sock. I'll sing it a little song. Reunited, like, right? Doesn't give me an excuse to act like an arsehole, but there's a whole industry been born out of this, right? You sit in front of the wrong person now, they go, oh, right, you give inanimate objects meaning. Is that because you was lonely as a child? No, I was the youngest of 6. I'd have loved a bit of fucking me time, right? Oh, well, maybe it explains why I tried to set fire to your school on parents' evening. No, I had a legitimate reason for trying to do that, but I've only got 20 minutes and I ain't got time to go into it, right? We've all got strange quirks and things, right? We're all different. And boy, let's go back here again, right? This whole thing about how you identify. If it's at a time in your life where you're not sure about your sexuality, I can understand that. I think a lot of people, probably most people, have a point where they're a little bit curious, right? I'm in a room full of strangers. I don't mind. I'll hold my hands up. I did. I was curious at some stage, but in my day, well, just stuck a toothbrush up your arse. If it wasn't for you, you put it back and got on with your fucking life. Admittedly, we didn't have the vibrating toothbrush back then. It might have been different. And if anyone's offended by that, it was my toothbrush. I'm the fucking victim, okay? And again, if anyone is offended by what I'm saying about this gender stuff, right? If anyone is thinking about trying to go into a gig and get me cancelled from this gig, right? And writing in the morning, I was offended by what that man said. Can I just point something out? I never said I identified as a man, okay? So we're just pointing that out. Yeah, that's where it gets a little bit interesting and also a little bit dangerous, because at a time when safe spaces for women, particularly women who want to identify as women, and do you know what? There's a fucking lot of them about. We want to be careful before we kick those toilet doors wide fucking open, right? Because ladies, the last thing you need is me jumping into your fucking queue, because it's long enough as it is, right? People get offended now on behalf of people they don't know and who aren't even offended themselves. And I'll give you a prime example of this. My girlfriend Louise and I come from a certain part of the country, right? This part of our mum and dad are Cockneys, we're not. We're both brought up in Hertfordshire. We talk a certain ways most of you do. I'm her fella, she's my bird, that's the way we like it, okay? When I first met her, I was talking to my mates. He goes to me, Ed, you got a new girlfriend? I went, yeah, top bird. This girl was with him. Oh, God. I goes, oh, you all right? She went, no, I'm not actually. I goes, what's the problem? She went, is that what you call your girlfriend, your bird? I went, yeah, I'm a fella, she's my bird. She went, well, I find that offensive. I went, well, you're not my bird, so it don't fucking matter, does it? She goes, oh, very funny. I went, is it? I'll put it in a set. Then she goes, do you not understand? She said, you're such an old man. Do you not understand how offensive that kind of language is to women these days? And I goes, what, all women? She went, yeah, that's so degrading. It degrades women. I went, okay, well, actually, my girlfriend's happy with that language, and she's a very independent thinking, very intelligent woman. She went, well, I find it offensive. I went, okay, well, here's the difference between me and you. If you were my bird and you expressed the desire not to be referred to as my bird, because I respect your choices and your opinions in life, I wouldn't call you my bird. Simple as that. However, as you're the kind of bird who don't want to be called a bird and don't think any other bird should be called a bird, even if that bird's quite happy to be called a bird, I don't think we get on that well, so you probably wouldn't be my bird. Right? She went, I wouldn't want to be your bird. I went, my what? Right? Right? But she would not let it go. And then she said this. She said, I find it degrading. Explain yourself. Why do you call her your bird? Because it's demeaning. And I went, okay, I will explain it to you. But this is very important. I'm not asking you to agree with me. It's just a different choice of language. And it's this. I call my Louise my bird for these reasons. It's very simple. Because to me, my Louise, like a bird, is beautiful, she is delicate, and she is precious. Okay? And when I'm with her, I feel like we could fly. All right? Thank you. Thank you. And also, before we got together, I used to watch her through binoculars. Right? She don't know that.